Well, Christians from Motongo outstation in Cyangugu Cathedral Parish are expressing their joy at drawing closer to God and returning to communion with Him after being reconciled and receiving this sacrament. They say that returning to God gives them strength in their Christian life, and they encourage other Christians who are still distant from Him to come closer and remain united. More reports. Christians from Motongo outstation in Cyangugu Cathedral Parish are expressing their joy at drawing closer to God and returning to communion with Him after being reconciled and receiving the sacraments. They say that returning to God gives them strength in their Christian life, and they encourage other Christians who are still distant from Him to come closer and remain united in the Church. Meanwhile, His Lordship Bishop Edward Sinayobye, the Bishop of Diocese of Cyangugu, is calling on all Christians to live with the love of God. One of the Christians who returned to God at Motongo outstation located in Cyangugu Cathedral Parish says he is happy to have returned to God and once again feel part of God's family. He also encourages other Christians to draw closer to God and strengthen their relationship with Him. The head of Motongo outstation, Boniface Maniriho, thanked the Christians who have returned to God. He urged them not to isolate themselves but to work together with others through basic Christian communities. He also encouraged those who are still far from God to return to Him and maintain unity within the Church. In his message, His Lordship Bishop Edward Sinayobye, Bishop of the Catholic Diocese of Cyangugu, encouraged the Christians to have a love that embraces everyone, saying that God created us with love and that human beings depend on love to live. Returning to God and restoring communion with Him is a step that Christians say strengthens them in their Christian life and helps them to rebuild unity within the family of God. For this reason, Christians are encouraged not to be discouraged by whatever separated them from God, but to continue drawing closer to the Church and sharing their faith with others. Well, and that's all for local stories tonight. But before we continue with